Is it just me?
It's just you. I tried to get all creative. Darn it,
I like the
that didn't
smoke.
work.
Man. I was kind of
Yeah.
bouncing back and forth.
All right,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm working with the new mouse, Jeremy. Okay, sir. Mr. Jeremy Kilburn, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Fantastic. Um, we've got Sergeant Major at Ease RC during the week. At Ease RC during the week, doing the builds, beta testing, and all that good stuff. That is the place to be during the week. So everybody, um, you see it down under there, right under his photo. Oh, wait a minute. Are you even wearing a shirt tonight that says at Ease RC?
I am.
Holy, wow! Look who just stepped up to the big time here.
Yep.
Holy cow! I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, I've got another light here glaring on me that I do not like,
You do.
and
It's like
I do not like
it's
this.
all
Yeah,
over.
I am. Um, it's
Look like you're
been a. It's not getting any better. I'm making it worse.
making it worse. Making it
I'm
worse.
making it worse. I'm making it worse. Uh, yeah. Full disclosure, you've been doing bug out stuff all day, working on your one-to-one bug,
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
and I've.
Got a 73 Volkswagen Bug that I've been working on for about a year now. Got the motor and all that stuff, new pans, uh, pretty much everything new. Got wheels powder coated, got new tires for it. Um, it's a mix between a 73 and a 68, um, trying to make the best of two bugs. The original, the 68, was a Baja Bug built in the mid 80s, mid late 80s, um, and kind of stole the fiberglass work off of it because it was pretty rusted and rotted, and put it on the 73. So, yeah.
What a fun project. It's not like you have nothing else going on in your life. That
Yeah,
is
something to fill in the blanks between the boredom stages of RC and work.
okay. Okay. I mean, that's kind of the torture that someone puts himself through when they don't have a hobby already.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. I mean, it's the same, same cost as RC. It's just bigger parts.
ay, ay, ay. Well, on my side, we're going back to the seashore to make more
Okay.
sandcastles for
Mm.
another week. And as you know, this is a hectic week because by what midweek you will already be on your way to Back in Time for an 80s flashback. If anyone out there, hi, what's going on, Tyler? If anyone in the local earshot of us in the tri-state area, get over to Blue Rocks Family Campground. That is the place to be for the Recon G6 Pitbull Intergalactic fill in the blank series. It's a
Yeah,
mouthful.
Mega Super Series of, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. But yeah, we'll be up there. I'll actually be. I'm not running the fix under doctor's orders, but I will be there, and I'm going to pit for Jess Parr and
Okay,
keep her rocking and rolling. I believe she's going to run an optic, so
perfect.
it's being race prepped as we speak by Matt Coker, and getting it all squared away. Yeah, so we'll be pitting for her, rooting for her, cheering her on, and I'll be there Saturday or Friday and Saturday under the Boom Racing tent. So I will be representing Boom Racing at the event as the official sponsor of the Recon G6. So I'll have all my goodies, all my Boom Racing rigs that I've bought and built, and I will be raffling off a BRX-01 courtesy of Boom Racing. That's the full,
Fantastic.
full kit. It's an 80s LC-70, and that'll be raffled off for Operation 11 Charlie. Got 100 tickets at $10 a ticket.
I was just gonna say if I could wink to you and
Do the
just
math.
buy them all real quick, is it beneficial?
Yeah, you're fine doing the math on it. It's to benefit Operation 11 Charlie, so nice round number.
Fantastic.
So yeah,
Love it. Love it. Love it. Supporting. We are checking all the boxes at once. I love it. Boom
yeah.
Racing, Recon G6, Operation 11 Charlie. Just go right down the list. I love it.
The whole deal. Yeah.
Dude, we survived the 80s, so let's go back in time and celebrate the fact that we're still standing. It was a different time. We went to an old car show over the 4th of July, and they had what did they call those seats in the way back? They called suicide seats or something, rumble seats. Like they're in the way back in the trunk, like super. Like, you know what I'm talking about, in a hot rod, like a rumble seat.
Rumble seat. Yep.
Well, the rumble seat opened up the can of worms where I was proceeding to tell my son, there was a time we used to just jump in the back of pickup trucks and think nothing of it.
Yep. I survived as a child being thrown in the back of a pickup truck, hay wagon, whatever had wheels and I could hang on to. That's what we rode in. Sometimes we just skateboard or a bike, pulling on the holding on the tailgate or the bed stake pocket on a pickup. That's how we got around.
Yep. So anyway, you kind of transitioned nicely into Boom Racing real quick. We have a pre-order happening right now for anybody that's been living under a rock. The Boom Racing pre-order. As I was stumbling through Facebook today, you couldn't go a page or two without seeing it up in your face. So the pre-order is live, and the BRX, help me get this one right, BRX02
Series 2 88 wheelbase, which is a short wheelbase, station wagon.
Say
the difference between the Series 2 and the Series 3. The headlights on the Series 3 are outboard on the wings, the front fenders, and the Series 2 they're inboard by the grill, and the wings are just rolled. So there are slight differences. Some will argue that the hinges are different, and it depends on when your Series 2 was made. Late model would have a Series 3 door hinge, but if you really don't like door hinges on your Series 2, just cut them off. It's easy.
Okay.
Don't beat up everybody about it not being correct. I mean, how many TF2s are running around with craziness in fender lines and whatnots? Nobody. Well, I guess people still complain about that, but regardless, it's a fantastic truck. It's new to the Boom Racing fleet. I should have one here soon. It is on pre-order.
Will you have it in time for the Recon?
I likely will not.
Okay.
Based on the day that I head up on Wednesday, and that would be the earliest it could show up is Wednesday. I don't have tracking on it yet, so I'm not looking to have it with me then.
Okay. That would have been a neat little perk or incentive to come and see it firsthand.
Yeah. Other than having to build it as well.
Sure. Okay. We could go crazy over the box art, I guess.
We could, but it would be very tempting to just sit and build it.
I'm sure
it takes a day or three to build it correctly.
Is that Jeremy Kilburn's day or three, or is that on average day or three?
I've built a lot of them, so that's a me day or three.
Okay.
I usually take, because I stick with colors period colors, and I do flats. I don't do clears and glosses on, or glossy clears, I should say. I do matte finishes. So it usually takes me less than a day to paint a body set.
Timeout. Your day or three was including the timestamp for painting?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
My man's a builder.
Yeah. And that's building it clean. That's not patina or anything like that. That takes a week to do patina. So,
yeah. So full disclosure, a day or three coming from the man standing underneath the Boom Racing tent with more than enough time on the instruction manual and everything else. So good news. So people, the BRX is coming. Boom Racing, it will always please the eye when a boom truck drops, and it's always exciting to see what other people are doing. We know Size Matters. The guys over at Size Matters are in the middle of a little build series right now, doing their part with a boom truck, getting their toes dipped into the world of their first boom racing truck. It is a moment that you will never forget, much like a Vanquish truck, that you'll never forget those moments.
Yeah, it's similar but different. I've built a lot of trucks. The original Origin trucks that came out that were packaged in the foam cases.
Yes.
All the machined aluminum parts. This is very reminiscent of that, and it's an experience. It's not something to rush through. It's not something to to kind
enjoy
of squander.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy the experience. And Size Matters, and those guys they're doing a fantastic job. I'm glad to see them on YouTube presenting their build and their progress. It's really cool, and give them a watch and see. It's their first truck, so it's a genuine experience. That if the 88 or the 109 is your first rig, definitely go check it out. I got videos that I did almost a year ago on the 109 when it was first released. Go check them out. See if that's what you think you would enjoy, and most builders would.
And to be clear, I was not comparing Boom Racing and Vanquish on the same level that way. I was saying
it's the
one of yes, it was.
Yeah.
I tell people there's like 3 moments that you'll remember in your life in your RC journey, and somewhere in there is a Cow RC plug, and that is that moment that you take $200 over to the Cow RC site and redo your work area. And when you step back, you have what sits behind you there, Jeremy, is this RC workshop. It is your official RC workbench, that moment, and you'll never forget it.
This is my RC world.
Then
the room over there and the room over there. But it's the build with faith, build with diligence, read the owner's manual cover to cover before you start, and enjoy the smoothness of a build.
Yes, well said. All right, so we're going to keep it going rapid fire here. We have a bunch of stuff to get to with tiptoeing and avoiding all the politics, because we can't go too much farther without knowing the world's come to an end today. And my goodness, we kept it politics free so far, so we'll continue to do the same. So DSM, I think, is a great opportunity to bring
Rob's in here. Rob's in the chat.
Yes.
Yep.
Good old Rob from DSM. It's so exciting to see DSM with a spark and bringing up some new product. And I'll tell you what, we have to go back to the optic for this. Go back to the H10 optic. It not only did it inspire brands like DSM to get fired up, but even Freaky Skins, who probably has not done a wrap for a new release. And I think where I went to his website about 3 or 4 years. So again, Then the Knights Customs interior. Now the engine bay. There was so much incentive to get this H10 optic. I'm telling you, people, if all the vendor support for this truck has not pushed you over the edge to say yes yet, I don't know what would.
Yeah, such a great rig with so many options. It's like we talked about before. They built it with options. It's, I like the name Optic for it because it's whatever you see. Like it could be a
Okay.
4300 series King of Hammer style rig. It could be a hill killer. It could be whatever you want it to be. And seeing people with animated interiors and roof racks and drop beds and engine bays and different spins on battery maintenance and how that system works is phenomenal. I love seeing innovation in RC, and I love how it sparks interest with people. See what I did there? Sparco H10 Sparco edition. You didn't see it, but it's okay. It really is a platform to create things. Your mind's eye is the limit.
Is that because of you're saying that one because of the cage? Is that what's giving you more
Well,
freedom to create?
I mean, it's not just the cage. It has an interior tray already in it. So do with what you wish. If you want to do, if you want to go all out and make an animated, get my duck out of it. If you want to make an animated interior, it's there. You're ready. If you want to delete a seat and make it a single seater, it's there. You can do it, and you can see in it. Axle choices. You can run. You can do four-wheel steer. You can do a VFD twins conversion where you have front dig, front overdrive, rear dig, however you want to put it together. It's there, and they built it in a way that makes it easy to do that stuff.
Fair enough. You have me thinking there with that animated interior and
Yeah.
being able to appreciate it as it's driving. You need that FPV camera angle for all you YouTubers and Instagram reels. And I was thinking, boy, it would be great to have a drop bed back there with a GoPro
Yeah.
mount.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a,
I
they're to put a camera back there in the bed, like back
yeah.
here in the back window looking forward, or like I did. I took out the passenger seat, and you could put a GoPro right there and have it as your A driver. So it's Mike's missing the SIG.
I'm sorry. I want to see that. Hold that up again. I
So
love this. Oh, SIG.
SIG, because it's a weapon.
Get
Absolute
out.
weapon. Absolute weapon. So we're rocking four-wheel steer.
Wow.
We got axle on the back, axle on the front. It does have a twin in it, so I did put the twin in it. So I have
That
front overdrive
stance,
and dig.
the stance, looks like it's squatted a bit more in the center.
That's sitting on its weight.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
still got up and down travel. I've set up a
Wow.
truck or two.
Yeah. No, it looks mean. You did a great job. The wheels pop off of there. Your custom wrap.
Yeah, the wrap is chop toe, blue chop toe, and I didn't copy Matt Kett with his gold. I already had the blue in my mind, and he kind of beat me to the reveal. But yeah, it's a good rig. I have the other one. I have two.
I tell people it's rare that you're going to find an original idea. I promise you, if you come up with something, there's two other out there. Okay, so this is Optic number 2.
Yeah, this is the first one, but it's number 2. It's because it's got two twos. I'm running two wheels. They're running some Berserkers from Pitbull.
So
Standard axle. This is kind of like the Basher, my bouncer type.
yep.
Truck. Running all the good reef stuff in it. Typical. And this one has the new Cobra 10 in it.
All right, slow down. Yeah, before we get to Cobra 10, I want to end on Cobra 10. You were teeing this up nicely here because what happened is you built two optics, and this was the opportunity to compare brands and what they did. Clipless battery tray option, for example.
Yep.
That was kind of where this whole thing got started. You have a brand already in there. Who was it that you got first?
So the first one I got was Fine Laser Designs.
Fine Laser Design. Okay.
From Kevin Fine. He's on
Etsy.
Etsy. Yeah, thank you. He created a clip system that bolts into the stock battery tray.
Okay.
It's a printed part, whatever the material is. I don't know what the material is. And then it uses a pivot on the front bar. And when you put it in, it locks in. Once you tuck the panel in, you just push in on the clip and it locks the battery door on. Instead of using the pin that drops it, or the pin that goes up through, and then the body clip. Nobody likes body clips. I don't like body clips. And where they put that body clip is in a terrible spot to be able to get your fingers in there and pull it out. While it is very secure, you almost need to put one of those plastic flags on it so you can at least grab it, where you have a pick ready. The problem is if that body clip comes off and that pin drops out, your day is done. So that pin is going to be gone because it's going to drop out the bottom. It's going to be somewhere. Good luck. It's aluminum. You're not going to pick it up with a magnet or anything. And then Rob over at DSM, he did a different take on it that includes a battery tray. And you push in on it and it pops out. And it's an entire battery tray with a pressure clip for that front post. So there's no modification to the truck on this version. And it just bolts to your panel as normal. And it's a little bit shallower tray, and which for me is nice because when you put a twin in one of these, the twin transmission with the shift levers, it hits the stock battery trays. And you have to make a relief cut in the battery tray for those rods to clear. So these you don't. But I didn't have to trim these down at all. These are prototypes. That's why they're in white. Rob always prints in black.
Time out. You're saying it hits the battery tray, but it doesn't hit a battery?
It would hit the battery. It would hit the bottom. It swipes right across this bottom area of the battery tray.
So you can make a relief cut in a battery tray, but how do you make a relief cut
so
in
it just touches the bottom of the tray. It wouldn't touch the battery.
Okay.
Unless you had a really big battery in there, it wouldn't touch it. But it's just where that sweep is. You know how those arms, they increase in length when they go past that pivot point, and it would just hit the stock tray because they're deeper. This one doesn't. And this is what the tray looks like printed. And it has the reliefs for the battery straps, the Velcro
and
strap.
That looks like a two-part tray to me.
Yeah. So the clip is a replaceable.
What a thing. So if it would break, it's an easy.
They just slide in like that.
So you don't have to replace the whole thing. A warranty issue could be handled very quickly if it happened.
And I think what Rob said was he was going to maybe, I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but he talked about maybe including an extra set of.
Maybe a backup. Okay, that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay.
And they're,
And
you know, it's
over
pretty
time.
springy. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I can sit here and do this all day, and this is printed. I printed in ABS, and that's Rob might be able to chime in, but ABS has got the flex to it, and the
And
orientation that it's printed in is to maximize the layers and not put stress layers in where it would crack or break or anything. But
and just to be clear, people, this is very important, Jeremy, is that these parts are not for sale as a file. The reason that we were printing these was as a beta for R&D, so people do not get confused.
Yeah, it's
You're
not
not buying files.
Yeah, no buying files.
Okay.
But it's a different way to accomplish the same thing, holding a battery in a truck, but it's completely different from the fine laser design system.
100% different.
So it's, do you like Vanquish wheels or do you like Trio wheels? Do you like it? It's what tire do you like? You like J Concepts tires? You like Pitbull tires? It's still a tire. It's still a battery tray. It's still a way to mount it. It's just a different take on it. And it's, just it's your personal fancy. I'm not saying that one's better or worse than the others, but I did find out on this system, you can put the stock retainer pin back in if you want absolute security. So what I did on this truck was when I put it on the driver's side, which is where I have my receiver and speed control mounted, I put the pin in that side. And the reason I did that is so dummy me doesn't open that side instead of the battery side, because I forget which side is which, because both my trucks are opposite of one another for the speed controls. So one's on one side, one's on the other side, and running both of them without having a big sign that says battery here.
You went
my indicator.
You went General Lee on it and welded that door shut.
Welded that door shut. I sure did. Yep.
Okay.
And Rob said, yes, it includes 2 spare latches and printed into BS. So
that's perfect. Simple, very cool. Yeah, anybody out there that commenting that maybe it would be a copy, ridiculous. They have no idea what the hell they're looking at.
2 absolutely different approaches to what's actually 3 approaches. You have the original Vanquish way, you have Kevin Fine's way, and you have DSM's way. And I'm sure
and guess what? Thank you. Thank you. I promise you there's going to be another one. Look for Bauhaus RC or somebody will do another one. I promise you. But what gives this, why I like this is, say you go to DSM or Fineline, wherever you go, and you see a roof rack or you see a bed drop, you see other parts. It's a one-stop shop. Like I could check off 3 or 4 things right from one person, and I didn't have to bounce all around. I like that idea. There's no patent on it. But what you were able to do here, Jeremy, was compare the two for the. You have a full comparison there. 2 different brands. I love it.
And this is really, I mean, my collection is all test mules. Most of these trucks are test mules for product, and it's on me. People sometimes they send it to me for free, sometimes they don't. But I test and I give my impressions. I gave DSM my impression. I gave Kevin Fine my impression. I gave YouTube my impressions. So it's, it's
the challenge for you.
I enjoy tinkering and keeping my mind busy.
But at the speed that you have put together 2 optics and 2 crazy different 2 different trucks, it's mind blowing. What you've, good Lord.
3rd optic is coming because there's an optic that I want to build that's different from these 2, so I can just round it all out.
Why is there a 3rd one coming? How did you get that one? Was that a
How did I get it?
Was that a Trucks of? Was that
So,
TOF?
so yeah,
I wanted to say T. I wanted to see. Yeah, say it for Tyler.
Trucks of Freedom.
Say it.
Tyler,
Yeah,
Trucks of
Tyler loves that. He
He
loves
does.
them posts.
Yeah. So I didn't do an unboxing for Tyler's sake because he said he would unfriend me and that would hurt my feelers. But yeah, so I actually got two VRD carbon kits, which I already have a carbon. So I have a plan for one carbon, but I don't need the other carbon. So the beauty is that there's a whole group of people out there that might not have gotten what they wanted. So swapping is a thing. So I'm actually chatting right now on another page with a guy that he's willing to trade an optic for a VRD carbon stance body, stubby kit, brass knuckles, and I'll have my third optic. And that optic will have portals.
Nice. I love it.
So I want a
Does
portal.
any of your optics have high clearance links on it yet?
No.
Are you going that direction yet?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm neither of these two trucks are
Yep.
rock crawlers. They're well, the four-wheel steer is as close as it's going to get to rock crawler status, but it doesn't need the clearance from the high clearance links. I'm not a big fan of high clearance links on anything but a comp truck. That's just me.
Jeremy, question: do you still see me? Because
I do
I'm
see you. You're fine.
okay. Good. I'm surfing on another page right now. I was going to DSM Off-Road website. I was going to see if we could share it on the screen while you were talking. So
Yeah, you're
bear
fine.
with me. So Jeremy, the other thing that DSM did, he did that very cool drop-in bed for the rear of the truck. Does any of yours have anything done in the rear yet?
So the blue optic, the four-wheel steer
Yep.
optic, has a servo.
Oh,
where that fuel tank.
four-wheel steer. Okay.
So all I have is the top of that fuel tank. The bottom of it is gutted and trimmed a little
to make room for the servo to clear. Okay.
Yeah. The other truck is still stock. I'm picking up one of Rob's drop bed kits because Vanquish made that fuel tank to be a cover for an optional servo. Like I get with where they were headed with it, but it looks like 100-gallon tank and it's not really in tune with the size of the vehicle. I don't think any of those guys run 100-gallon tanks.
Probably not. It just it doesn't.
Yeah.
It looks a bit much.
I think Rob's offering is a little more in scale.
Yep.
The same with that the power tank and that area up on top of the deck that's not.
Yep.
Like this area up here is kind of blah, and I like that the tray that he made.
Yep.
I'm probably going to add those two to that truck and probably a tray to that truck. I'm not doing a roof racks. I'm not a roof rack guy, unless it's super scale truck.
Well, I do like all the cool features that everybody is doing right now, and I do like what DSM has done with their pricing. They kept it very fair, and with a bunch of options. They did the roof rack in a large and a smaller size. They're giving people plenty of options. If you want to go scale, there's places to put some scale hardware, change out the tops. Again, very original, very cool stuff.
Yeah.
DSM Off-Road, good. Go check it out. James Knight also has been busy. What do you think of this interior, dude? I can't believe 4 servos bringing this thing to life, but the way to do it was to go rear wheel steer, and you gave the head opposite turning, shifting. You had way more chances to get super creative with it. I've seen people putting the third channel on the shift option, which was original and kind of cool. Beyond that, I guess you're kind of getting the heads in sync, unless you have some crazy 8-channel radio out there and have another way of handling it.
You can
But
there are ways to do it. There's you can start getting into the fancy stuff. You can look at servo slowers, you can do mixing, you can do all kinds of stuff. You're going to run out of channels eventually. The blue truck, I ran out of channels and I couldn't use Spectrum, so I had to go to a 7-channel of a different brand radio. But what are you showing there?
1 second. I'm trying to show DSM. Did that work?
No, you're still split
Oh,
screen. You're
all right.
split.
Stand by. Split screen. Wait, I'm going to fix the screen in 1 second. I'm trying to get to. Boom. Did that work?
Yeah,
No, I lost it. I lost it. Hang on. I was very close. Give me one more shot at this, people. I'm going. Share screen. I clicked on the wrong one. I see what I did. Boom. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting confident here. Now, give me 1 second, Jeremy. Let's get rid. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I see what we've got to get rid of our overlay, but we're getting closer here.
You're fine.
This is kind of cool. I'm sorry, we talked the DSM stuff to death here, and I do this now, but I'm sorry. You were on topic there about getting creative with getting the Knights Customs interior working.
Yeah, it was servo mixing and all that stuff. You can run servo slowers, you can run Y cables, you can mix. There's tons of options for kitting that all out. So they don't even have to be on the radio. They don't have to be on the same radio. You can get the little car remotes that actuate servos, and you can stick it to the side of your radio, and you can hit the buttons to make the heads turn or something. I don't know. There's lots of options out there.
Wow. Yeah. You can get creative and do it your own way. I've seen a few people getting out there and printing this thing now. It's exciting to see. I do like the engine bay that he did. I'm anxious to see when that thing becomes available. Yeah. I mean, it gets covered up. I would run it. No, wait. If I own 3 optics, I would run one without the hood on. Just to
maybe I'll do that
off.
I'll do that on the next one.
Thank you. I'll live. Yeah. I'll continue to live through you.
I like it with the hood on. I don't like it as much with the hood off, but maybe if there was a semi-scale engine and stuff going on in there, maybe I would like it more. I don't know. I got to see it. We're not on that prototype, so I don't know what that looks like in person. So I'll have to wait for it to be downloadable like the rest. We'll get there.
Fair enough. But there it is, people. That's a closer look at what you're dealing with. That is the scale version with being able to print it in a couple different accent colors. Very cool. Here's the
scroll back up a little bit where the servo. So that's the same raw 100s that I have in the optic. There's 2 of those mounts with 2 of those servos for that twin stick transmission.
So it's allowing you to run micros. This is like what we would do in the Phoenix. This is
raw 100 minis is what I'm running for my shifts for shifting duties.
So it's basically the same. It's basically from the Phoenix, right? Is it the same setup?
Same transmission as the Phoenix. The optic has provisions for servos, full size servos.
Okay.
That you can put in the back. I just run the adapter to run a raw 100 mini from Reeves,
and it makes way more sense.
Yeah, micro 99s, not so much, and I got tons of those, but I don't want to put 179s in it because that's a bit of overkill. The Mini 100 is a beautiful shift servo for these for the Vanquish transmissions.
And that is shift as in shift and not shift as in
shifting servo. Yes.
Poking the bear. Let's see. Yeah, very well priced. $19.99 for the battery tray. You've got your roof at $12.99. Fantastic job. Fantastic artwork. If you have never been to the DSM off-road website, this was the main reason I wanted to try tonight for the first time. This is the debut of us using the split screen and sharing it. The DSM off-road website is pretty freaking phenomenal. It's very easy to navigate. Everything's categorized, big photos. He takes great pride in his website, and it shows. It's phenomenal. So kudos to
And he's super
DSM.
responsive on his website with orders, and I mean, he's top notch. It's what he does.
Bravo. So then let's take this in on the home stretch. I'm teasing this, people. We're holding off for the Cobra 10 because Jeremy has it here. He's ready to talk Cobra 10. Before we do that, let me get us back to a regular screen here. I'm going to go back to the two people and make it at least a little bit bigger so I can just show you this cheesy little find. The lighting works. I'm going to try and find it not in a glare. This is Ring Pop, and freaking glare is killing me here. I'll have to post it on the Instagram channel. I can't zoom in on it without getting all glary. Bazooka Gum, super scale Ring Pop packages, a Five Below find, all the way down to buildable shelving units. So I'm not telling you, wink, wink, that these shelving units need to be used for this. I'm sure in a scale garage, you could load those shelving units up with whatever you want. So shelving units are in the package. Fun little nod back in time. Ring Pops and Bazooka Gum. If you are near a Five Below, the other one that's out there is Smarties Candy and Pez. So imagine little scale Pez dispensers. Not 3D printed, like we're injection molding this crap, like legit Pez dispensers.
Yep.
How
Old school
how
Pez.
cool is that? Yeah, I freaking love it. Again, it's those little finds that go a long, long way.
Yep.
There was a fun little thing I did. I got the Proline half cab to go with my, well, how would you say this? V4 version 4 G Speed flat rail carbon chassis. It's in this like super cool white. It's very cool. But we were redoing the G Speed truck, and I got a half cab, and we're gonna have Freaky Skins wrap it. In the meantime, I stumbled across like a ton of great files. Interior for the Cliffhanger, a rear cage.
Oh, so you're doing Cliffhanger half cab?
Yeah. What did I say? Were you
You just said
assuming
half cab.
You assume Power Wagon? I bet. Yeah, it's the Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger half cab. But here is a cool roll cage printed in one piece right on the bed. Just a neat little piece that give it like a honcho style look.
Yeah.
You just gotta mount that up. Something fun to tinker around with. And then we went Angry Grills for the. I'm gonna stop holding stuff up because it is not working. But you gave me the lead on on the grills. I don't know if you found them on Colts. Actually, you said you found a free file, didn't you, for a grill for your optic? I stumbled into Colts 3D, and there was a bunch of different versions out there. I mean, there's so many to make it look like an FJ, a CJ. You can.
Yeah, this is the FJ grill.
Okay, with a radiator behind it. It looks like.
I scaled it up a little bit.
Is that from the Phoenix? Is that the radiator from the Phoenix?
No, that's actually a radiator or a radiator cover for a RC 4-wheel drive.
No. Okay, perfect.
That's the grid for a RC 4-wheel drive version, and this is the Jeep version of that from the same designer.
With a Fairlead going through it, though.
Yeah, with the Reefs Fairlead. He has the Fairlead piece as well. If you want to put a Fairlead.
Did you make that cut, or is that in the file to be
I
able to
made
put
I made the
you
cut.
made the cut. Okay.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right, people. The moment that we are all here, let's talk Castle. They have been busy with a new ESC. Let me get my talking points brought up. Let me get my talking points brought up here, so I don't sound like a complete idiot.
Yeah.
But that's
We
why
can.
we bring you along. There's a reason you sit in this captain seat.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell us out of the gate about what Castle has done with this?
So, um, Castle. It's been a minute since Castle had new product line other than what they were currently using for programming. So the new systems like the Cobra 8 and the Cobra 10 are 32-bit systems that have a lot more software um, adjustability to them. They can basically write whatever they want into these things. So they like the Cobra 8 introduced us to accelerometers, and uh, if you don't understand what that is, basically you can in the software you can tell the software the positioning of the speed control in whatever car it is, and you can have it, motor leads forward, motor leads backwards, right side, left side. And what it does is it gives you um, the ability to track G forces, and you can also split that with some programming to soften like a launch on a drag car or have almost like a two-step in a drag car. So you can do a lot more things with these speed controls, and there's a lot more coming with them. The Cobra 10 introduced the hill hold feature, um, that you can use to basically it's an active motor brake. So we'll heat up a motor, and they're, depending on what level you set it at. So there's like 4 different levels that you can set that hill hold to, with like a light to crazy nuts style for competition use and such like that. Keep making me smaller and bigger. I'm going, wow. So the hill hold feature is an active motor brake that once you stop, that truck is locked. It's basically electronically locking that motor. The only thing that will make that truck move is gravity and loss of grip on the tires. It is a nice hill hold. I run the hill hold with these trucks in conjunction with Rock Racer mode, so you can do on the fly programmability changes with that white wire in a separate channel. You can do brake adjustments, throttle curves. You can do all kinds of stuff with that wire. I use it for Rock Racer mode, so I can turn that brake hold on and off with my Rock Racer mode. Like I can leave it off of the Rock Racer mode and leave it on for crawler mode. So I can run down a trail, but if I want to play around on some rocks, I can just flip it over to rock crawler mode. So it's a whole new world, a whole new adventure, and it's beautiful because it's up to 6S. It's going to be the replacement for the Mamba X. We've been beta testing it since February. I've run it.
Wait, time out. Are they literally discontinuing the Mamba X?
It'll get phased out eventually by the Cobra 10.
So this is
the
okay.
Cobra series,
so this is it.
The series will be taking that platform.
Wow.
Eventually.
This is a big deal then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's moving forward, right? So there's a lot coming from Castle. Like I said, I've been running this since February in beta. It was, trying to figure it out from nothing to what it is as a production speed control. A lot of people put a lot of work and a lot of time and effort into it, outside of Castle and real world testing, as well as inside Castle, of course. But it's a fantastic unit. I run the Cobra 8s in a couple of the bigger trucks. I have one in my LMT and one in my Razor Ray. And I have one Cobra 10 I've run it in 4 different trucks now, and right now it's residing in the Optic. So I'm going to run that at Recon G6 across some gates. So put some more trail miles on the Optic on it.
Well, and it's really good just to let people see it. I know that's going to be the biggest thing is people want to see it firsthand.
Yeah, they want to see how it runs. And I know somebody's going to ask, so I'll answer it now. Yes, it will still have the Castle line for now with the Outrunner motor, but they're working on the software to tune that out. So people that do videos and whatever with Outrunners that hate them will be able to use the Castle products again with Outrunners without hearing it, without the audible. You'll be able to adjust it. So if you like it, you can leave it on. If you don't like it, you can turn it off.
Fantastic. And the other cool thing with this batch, the inventory seems to be under control. Their back order, yes, but manageable.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be the unicorn that the Mamba X was.
Yeah, if you're looking for one of these and you want to get one and you go to the Castle website and you want to order it, back order it, because as they make them, they'll fill their back orders. If you wait for it to come in stock on the Castle site, you might be waiting a while because distributors are going to suck up stock quickly. So you might have to go over to A-Main or somewhere like that to be able to purchase it. So if you really want it, back order it on the Castle site or wait for the other distribution points or your local hobby shop to get it.
As they start to stock them. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so think of back order sort of like a pre-order. Get your pre-order in now, get in line, and you will be one of the first ones to get this. And it has been beta tested, track proven, and a future replacement for the Mamba X. I mean, that's a big freaking deal.
Don't scare people. Down the road.
Bro, I thought Trump getting shot today was the most craziest thing I heard. Now,
yeah,
you just upped that.
It's a thing.
Wow. But behind closed doors and with some late night pillow talk, hearing you talk about this ESC, you know it's genuine. You know it's no BS. It's not just a push to sell something. It's because you truly said, this is it. This is the one.
Yeah. If you watched people with the Cobra 8s and enjoyed what they're doing with the Cobra 8, this is a smaller form factor, same functionality, same program adjustability. You can run a Cobra 8 as a crawler ESC if you choose to. You can drag race with both of them. You can run them in boats if you choose to. They're very versatile. So the program it the way you want. Some of the program changes that, if you're familiar with the software from a Mamba X, you had a throttle curve and you had a brake curve. With a Cobra 10, you have a throttle curve, a reverse curve, and a brake curve. So you have larger windows of adjustability. We never had a reverse curve before. So having that, especially in crawlers, is fantastic. So yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in there.
Will it open without my ESC plugged into it?
Will it open?
Will the software open without my ESC plugged in? Do you think? Well,
like Bluetooth?
Yeah, I was going to share the link, but no, see, right away it wants me to plug in my ESC. I was going to share it. I was going to go through and navigate and show people what you were talking about, where the throttle curve is.
Oh.
But it seems like it wants my ESC plugged in.
Yeah, you're going to plug in your ESC.
Yeah.
Like if you notice on my truck, I have the easy program port kind of curled up with my air tank. So it looks like my air tank cord. But that's so I can plug it in and I don't have to take it out of the truck. It's the inline programming piece that Castle also sells. So
it's like an extension almost.
yeah, so you don't have to
Okay,
unplug it from the receiver. It's a splitter that allows you to program
like a
without
Y out.
unplugging the receiver. So they're
That's
yeah,
brilliant. Just pull your car up next to the loading dock and plug in.
and plug it in, plug it in, plug it in.
Because the Bluetooth, where are they right now with a phone app?
Coming. So it's working with Apple and working with Android.
It's a
Not the
pain
easiest
in the
things in the
yeah,
world because of the changes that they make, and it's not an inexpensive
hurdle.
thing to do.
I mean,
You got
this
to have
is
a writer.
years.
They have to stay with the updates, and
It's
yeah,
been years in the
yeah,
making. This has been a lot of work.
yeah. And 32-bit is Castle's big jump. So
Well, I would always have problems with my B-Link. Like, just they were so finicky for me.
yeah. So B-Link, five speed controls. Um, you have to start removing speed controls to add speed controls, so it remembers them, and never leave it on default password. That will definitely trip you up if there's more than one around. It'll try and log into one that's not yours, and you can brick it quite quickly. But if you brick it, you can just plug it into the Windows software and do it that way. And you can program them using an Apple computer. You just have to run a Windows emulator, which is free from Apple. It's an app, and you can use an Apple computer. I use my Mac once in a while. I'll probably use that at Blue Rocks.
Will you have your computer with you?
I
At your boom
always,
racing tent, you'll have a computer
always,
there. So,
yeah,
again, people, if you are at Blue Rocks and you have any questions on your ESC with programming to just
stop
want to
by.
talk Castle, um, he's wearing multiple hats underneath that tent.
I always,
From
yeah, I
every
don't,
event you go to, you've
yeah,
got your
I don't,
carry-all
yeah,
backpack hanging up. You've
yeah,
got your boom racing stuff out.
yeah.
And then your trucks or your reef servos. You can go and talk to Jeremy
Yeah.
about a list of things.
Yeah, and look, your conversation doesn't have to be about Castle. It doesn't have to be about Reefs. It doesn't have to be about boom racing. It just RC in general. Come up and chit chat. I look at all the product lines. So if you need your Hobby Wing programmed, I'll have a card for it. If you need your Castle ESC replaced because you burned it up, I'll probably be able to help you out. There, that's how I roll. If I have it, I'll be able to get you back on the trail because that's my ultimate goal is to keep you running. If it's at the sacrifice of one of my rigs, so be it. I'll replace it later. It's not a big deal, but it's not, it's got to be genuine. Don't come up and ask me for a set of tires if you don't need a set of tires. But it's if it's a matter of keeping you on the trail and keeping smiles for miles, I'm in. And
You're
most
not going to
people
replace my stock ESC with one of your Cobra 10s?
no, but I have stock ESCs from most major brands with me. So if you got one of those Spectrum ones and it decides to let the expensive smoke out, I probably will have one of them with me too. I just want to keep people running. That's my goal.
Fair enough. Well said. A man out there trying to grow the hobby, keep people on the trail and having fun.
Absolutely.
Because it is the 12-hour fix that is coming. You will be seeing trucks break. You will be seeing people sweat. The only good news that I can share with you is we are going back in time for an 80s flashback, and the weather is supposed to break. As of now, there is supposed to be a massive drop in the humidity.
I hope so. It's nasty.
Yeah, hopefully I just didn't jinx it. But I'm telling you, I looked ahead at the 7-day forecast. The humidity is supposed to break. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is looking fantastic. So I cannot wait. We have people come. We have James Story and the rest of the crew from the Recon all coming. It's always good to see them, even if I only see them once a year. It's good to see those people.
And there's some other faces that are coming that we haven't seen in a while. That
I think
that
Ryan is coming.
Who?
Is Ryan Towsley coming? Do you know? Is that confirmed?
I don't know.
The Iron Man, like
know
literally, they are going to build a statue of him and all the fixes he's done.
Yeah, I heard rumors that Desmond Mooney was coming.
I would assume at least for a day trip, him and Petticini will make the trip.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I miss Des.
They usually pop up on Saturday to stop in and wheel around for a little bit. Brings his dog and hangs out.
Yep, big hugs. But
that'll be that's a hope. We will be minus Paul Wilhite this year. That's a disappointment. We had a great time with him last year.
Yep.
But yeah,
come and go.
I'm excited. Yeah. Well, listen, we ran.
I do have some mail call.
Please fire it away.
Mail call. And some craziness. I do have crazy.
Let it rip. I love crazy.
Like craziness. Well, we'll do mail call. So, I gave away some parts at Axial Fest, so I got replacements. So this is a SCX 6 shift bracket. I got to send that out to Tony over at CCXRC. But Trio has the front C-hubs and the steering knuckles for my Razor Ray, for my Losi Razor.
Okay.
They're the same as the Hammer Ray on that particular model. So they work nice. And knowing that the Recon G6 is coming, I picked up some lockers, the 6-bolt lockers for AR-44 style, and some overdrive ring and pinion gears, because I know people will be shredding them during the fix, or just general mayhem and out there. But what Jeremy has printed is pretty cool. You'll see this sitting over here, this white mass. That's the rest of the Chevy 2500 with a 18.5-inch wheelbase.
Wow.
She big.
Now, when Jeremy Kilburn wasn't so old, I just need to say this real quick. Before Jeremy Kilburn was so old and retired from actually competing in the fix, you know what? Do you remember? Well, of course you remember what you did, but when you would compete with a truck, you would literally have a second one built and broken down into pieces.
Chunks.
And so people, that's the type of thought that goes into this. So if you strip one of those overdrive gears in there, you're not going in after this. You're literally taking sections of it and bolting off and popping on. It was so freaking creative. I forget
what axle. I would change an axle. I wouldn't change a ring and pinion.
What truck was that on that year? Do you remember? It wasn't the RebelCon. It was.
I had the VS410, the original. VS410. I did the fix with that. I did a fix with a Traxxas TRX4.
Maybe it was TRX4 axle.
TRX4 axles. I had whole axles built, ready to go.
In your toolbox, was ready to pull out. It was genius.
Yeah. RebelCon, okay, sorry. We had a sacrifice
we did.
For the RebelCon.
Yep.
But yeah, the full interior for that truck and everything.
No, wait. What truck is that for? What interior is that for?
That's the 2500 long bed.
So that's the dashboard for it? That is the dashboard for it. Yeah. Holy smokes, bro.
Yep.
And you printed that on your bamboo.
Yeah. Seats.
Bro. Dude, those look like they came off of Scale Rat's resin printer. In that filament with that finish.
I can turn off the light on the camera. There's the grill.
Holy crap!
You see the Chevrolet in it and everything.
Yeah.
This is all ABS, so I got to glue it together. Or
No, and what was the wheelbase again? 18?
18 and a half inches.
18
So
and a
it's
half.
she a long girl.
And the entire truck will be 3D printed.
Yeah, interior pan, the whole deal.
What will you,
Yeah,
and
it's all over here. I just can't pick it up easily because
oh,
it'll.
that's fine. No, that is phenomenal.
Well, that's not it. That wasn't the big.
Okay. Well,
So
okay.
I got a Suga, the carbon, the
Yep.
hand carbon one.
Yep. You
So
showed
when
that
I
a few
got the
times.
carbon, I got the files and I printed an ABS Suga.
How many pieces is that?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces.
4 pieces.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's glued together. It's
Will that
already
get windows in all sides? Are you doing
it'll
windows?
get windows. It'll get a fold out windshield. I have fenders. I have fenders printed for it with headlights and the blackout lights because it's a military vehicle. So I have the front fenders printed for it. I got to get them grafted on, and I'm going to put that on my other Vanquish VRD carbon, but I'm going to lower it down, and because it's portals, and these Volvos were portal trucks, portal cars. So I'll have a scale Suga in military dress.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So that is my next adventure.
I still can't believe in people. Listen, this is the sell for a bamboo right now. A year ago, this man would hire anyone to 3D print him everything. And in a very short freaking time window, because of that bamboo, you are a freaking printing wizard.
I've owned the bamboo since Christmas of this past year, Christmas of 23. So that's where I'm at with it now. I'm printing whole bodies in ABS, whole interiors, resizing, cutting, slicing. Yeah, it's fun and it's doable. Like it's average Joe doable. So if you're looking to get into one, now is the time. They are easy to use.
Creality, the K1 Max and K1, I saw on their website the other day. I guess Bamboo's doing the same thing, but there's some massive sales happening right now. Like $400 for the K1 Max out the door.
Wow.
Yeah, $399 right now, and you spend you're getting like 2 things free on top of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I know the bamboo's not quite that in that price range, but again, you're not comparing apples with apples.
Yeah, it's
But even at the bamboo pricing, and everybody's getting them and turning it into print farms, and you never hear anyone say a bad word about it. Like
they have their software quirks.
Sure. Now wait, fine. I go into Reddit and you can find stuff. Yes, but in general.
The worst thing you can do after buying a bamboo is go on a Facebook bamboo user group. Like, just don't do it. Just use the damn printer. Don't look at all that crap, because all they'll do is confuse you and tick you off. I started going down that rabbit hole, and I was like, you know what? These changes are not working. And if I just leave the machine, let it do what it does, let it position, let it auto orient,
default everything
works great.
Yeah,
I use all
besides your slicer, you can play around with the slicer and infill and stuff.
Yeah, I'm staying in that, inside that
safe zone.
Yeah, and it's working. 6 months in, and I'm playing.
Having great luck with it.
Wood filament. Oh, I can't wait to open that roll. I have a roll of mahogany, and they say it smells like wood when you print.
Wood burning. It's like the old wood burning iron. Yes, that's so cool. I didn't even think about it with the wood infused filament. It makes total sense that why wouldn't it smell like burning wood?
Yeah, it's good. It's got wood in it.
I love it.
Yeah. So
all right, Jeremy.
After my mail call, and I know you got to get out. I know you're getting ready to run away to saltwater.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go play and splash around in a little salt water, go kick the shark, and make some sandcastles. But we will see you next Saturday at the
In person.
Recon in
Yep.
person. Fingers crossed, we will get the rest of the crew out there. We'll be able to wheel a little bit with Dez and the rest of the crew from NJ Scale and all the other people in the surrounding area. So I saved me a seat by the boom tent. I will meet you there.
Right.
And until then, people, you know what to do. Addy's RC during the week. You can find him on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Nothing changes during the week. He is the same man you see here on a Saturday night. But that is a place, if you come up with a question during the week, like, comment, and share what he's doing. And it really helps the channel grow. In a short 6-month time period, we've got over 1,000 subscribers growing to the family over there. The channel is filled with useful information. And guess what? The coolest thing about that YouTube channel is this. If you don't see what you need on there, and if you got a question on something,
let me know.
I am telling you, he likes the challenge. And I promise you, if it's a rig that he doesn't have, he'll get it. I promise you.
I'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. He likes the challenge.
I'm not getting raminators. I'm not getting that big stuff. I'm not doing that stuff. But I'll send you to somebody that has one.
You're right. Okay, fair enough. Well, I was like, Jeremy, why is there no light kits on your optic yet? Well, you see, I really, I don't have any mounting. I'm like, say that again. You don't have it? It was music to my ears, hearing that there was a chance that there was an actual bottom to that Mary Poppins bag-like room you have there with no bottom. It just continues to give and give. And guess what? There was something there. He's like, well, I didn't say that yet. Now you just challenged me.
Yeah, I did. Like, there's a whole section over here of lighting. I just haven't made anything, but I was really hoping that somebody would jump on board with a lighting product for these optics. But
yeah, I thought maybe the MyTrick RC would be coming by now. I'll reach out to Dan and see if he's got anything in the works. But even the Proline ones, like, you don't have any of the old mounting stuff to clip over those roll cages. Are they sized right?
They're not sized the same.
Okay.
They're different, and it's, you know, it's not frustrating. I just can't run it at night.
Yeah.
I want to run it with lights on it. This truck is fantastic with lights all over.
The only one I've seen with lights was an optic with pods. It had a couple of pods all around.
Yeah.
Not pod. I'd rather get a light bar at least across the top. Would be great.
It needs lighting. It needs a solution. Somebody needs to make a solution. And I mean, if you're that guy, make it.
Make it happen. Well, that's good stuff. DSM, we talked about DSM this week. DSM Off-Road. He's got all the stuff that you need for your optic. We'll be busy this week trying to bolt all that stuff on and get that done. Freaky Skins has your wrap options. So if you like the Miller truck from RC 4-wheel drive, guess what? Freaky Skins has it. That would have been a great time for me to share the screen. I could have scrolled through all the Freaky Skins wraps.
You can do
next time we're here. Or you could, hydro dip it. You can do your own reef wrap. Who was the other one? The boys
Amazon
out there in Colorado. The boys out there in Colorado. TGH.
Yeah.
TGH, they were making, they had their little wrap. There's ways to get creative out there and come up with them. But again, I was just excited to see Neil get behind something again and start doing some fun versions. But he did do the Miller style truck, so that's cool. Yeah. Freaky Skins Knights is continuing to do what he needs to do. I
did Freaky Skins back when the Proline SR5 first dropped.
Yes, that was my first one. Yes,
did them all through the Ascents, the Vitera. did all of them, and then it just kind of faded away. But I'm glad to see them back.
I know it is exciting. And I took a page from your playbook. I was having too much. It was very time consuming, and I was looking for a quick fix on the interior. So what I did was I glued one. I have one Knight's interior, like fixed position, all glued down arms, everything's locked. And then I have the other one. I painted them different seats so I know which one's which. This is the one that's going to be fully automated with the heads and all. And that was the easiest way to do it for right now. I can get something dropped in, lock positioned. As I continue to gather servos and get this thing wired up, that will be the way I attack it.
Use a little dab at E6000 on them, and then you can pull it apart later and put the servos
and redo it. Yeah. I was, again, with the beta files from Knights, as we were testing with these prints, it was more trial and error. That was kind of the reason it started. Then I started seeing more people painting these. I need to ask you, Jeremy, do you think some of these full color scale Maticats, for example, was that done on the Bamboo in multicolor, or is that a single color paint?
His was single color print. It was the same as this one in the
okay,
and the heat paint,
and that was all paint. Yeah. Okay,
this one was the same.
I'm not gonna lie, there is definitely a difference between the way I printed mine on my K1 and some of these Bamboo ones I've seen come out. And they're, I've been an advocate and swearing by the K1 since the day I got it, but some of them, including yours, the details that pop up, I'm like, wow, I didn't see that in mine. And is it orientation? Is it print bed settings? There's a million factors. I get it.
I'm not telling you to give up on your printer, but for $199, you might want to get the baby Bamboo. And
for what? Like the smaller things, like the heads and things like that?
It's still a large size printer. It just doesn't.
That you think you could do? You think you could fit a whole?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Based on that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that whole interior on that print bed. It's not small. It's just they're smaller. It's just it doesn't have all the grandeur that the
around it. It's a little workhorse for prototyping in small volumes. Or not, I'm not even call it prototyping. It's the perfect one if you're not mass producing and selling. This is the one DSM wouldn't do, but this is the one for the weekend warrior printing for himself. It is an ideal candidate. And we know Corey Allen got one, and I think Aiden Builds got one. They're happy with it. Well, I'll talk to Adam more about it this weekend at the Recon, but that could be a good tip.
Still a powerful little printer, and you can use an AMS with it, so you can use multiple color.
That would be the sell for me. That would be it. There's a time and a place to have that. You can't get it with, at least my painting skills does not get that crisp line. As many attempts as I go back, it takes a lot of work. You got to be watering down your paint, fine brushes to get in those lines, and you got to really take your time. So be prepared, people. If you're going to print the Knights files, get your printing game on check. It's not a bad idea to go back, watch YouTube tutorials, go back in the earlier Rad RC shows, listen to what Scale Rad had to say on printing tips, but be prepared to print or paint. I'm sorry, be prepared to paint. It is not easy. So anyway, I will see you next Saturday. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And again, Jeremy is the place to go at Ease RC during the week, especially with your even with your castle questions. If you're there, you know what we talked about. He is there to help. I talked to I got on the list. I did place my order for my Cobra 10. I don't know if they'll be here in time for the Recon. That would have been great to have you help me set it up there on site, but We'll see what happens. I'll see what I come home to. Mail calls should be interesting in a week or two when we come back. It's always interesting after being away for 4 or 5 days.
And anybody, if you get a Cobra 10 and you need a crawler setup, shoot me a message and I'll just send you the file from mine. And it's a
The
good
whole
starting point for crawling.
perfect. It's track proven, road tested for the last couple months, so use it.
Yep. It survived Beat the Creek.
Yes, it did. and under wraps, that was surviving Beat the Creek on incognito.
Yep. There's a couple of them there.
I love it. I love
All right,
it,
guys.
love it. All right,
Let's
so
go.
listen, hang on. I'm working on cleaning this out. Let me get out of here. I will see you all next week. All right, so give me a outro video. And here is our outro. Closing video. Boom. Oh, whoa. Try it one more time.